Okay. Hi folks, it's Kaylee and Delight here from Freddy's Girls, and tonight we want to show you as quick and easy and really a really great way for how to do a French country finish. There's many ways to do a French country finish. I've tried many. It's all about layering. So you're either going from light to dark colors and then distressing back, or you're going from dark to light. And that's what I'm going to show you tonight because it's the easiest way. It doesn't require distressing back, and you get a really lovely finish. So
it's the French country fiesta.
Yeah. So this is what we're going to do, our lamp stand, or what do you call this? Yeah, lamp stand. And this is a finished product. So it's got several layers on there, and you end up with quite a nice French country look. So that's what we're going to show you. So
what do you want me to work on? Do you want me to work on this? Or?
Yeah, why don't you do the lampshades? We're going to give them an update too.
We've got two of these. I don't know where the other one
It's right here. So we're thinking, yeah,
with the DIY paint, you can actually paint fabric. We really haven't painted a lot of fabric, but it can be done. So that's what we're going to do tonight, or that's what I'm going to do tonight, is paint this piece up with, I'm using Sandy Blonde. We got a brand new container of it.
Cracking open a Sandy Blonde. Okay, so I want to quickly get a dark layer on. It's Bohemian Blue is what I'm putting on. It's the same as I have on this candlestick here. We're going to make a pair of candlesticks eventually to match the lamps. So I'm putting on a coat of, it's actually not straight Bohemian Blue. I toned it back a little bit with Farm Fresh. So made it just a touch lighter. But and I'm not sure why I did that. I could have just, I didn't have enough Bohemian Blue in that container.
Oh, so you didn't want to open up something fresh?
I guess so.
Threw a little
so I just threw it, but it really didn't change the color of it very much at all.
I probably should have.
So I'll just get this on quick, and then while it's drying, I'll do the next step on the candlestick because that one is already dry. I call this my three-step process with a little bit of tweaking. So it's mostly 3 steps, but there is a touch of you'll see.
Well, let's see. We're watching it live, so we'll see exactly how. But you know the nice thing, like, because I know you're putting the wax over, the nice thing about waxing something after, the first coat doesn't really have to be perfect.
Well, I'm actually not putting wax over.
Oh, that's not wax.
No.
Oh, see, I don't even know what she's doing here.
It's not. It's
Mom comes up
layers.
with this stuff all on her own.
It's
like I say, while I was listening to her, she probably explained it.
I've tried a lot of finishes, French country finishes, and they all look great, but honestly I like this one, I think the best, or as good as any, and it is the simplest. Okay, so here we have our which camera do you want? That one? Here we have our candlestick, lamp stick, all done in the Bohemian Blue, the dark color. And while it's drying, I'm going to show you step 2 of the same base color, the Bohemian Blue. And we're going to do step 2 now. So for step 2, should I use that?
Sure.
For step 2, I've gone, now I told you it's about going different layers and going from dark to light. So we need something lighter than the Bohemian Blue. So I chose a lighter gray. It's called Gravel Road, and I just have some in a little jar here. And DIY has several grays, but this is kind of one of its lighter ones. So what I'm doing here at step 2, step 1 was just put on your dark paint. Step 2, take a little bit of your lighter paint, which is in this case the Gravel Road. I could have put a little bit of the paint in with a little bit of water and just made kind of a slurry, like watered it down. But I'm just dabbing my brush directly in the paint, then in the water, and now I'm just going to kind of do some dabbing here. Now, in some of the French country finishes, you let it drip but this one I'm not. As it drips, I don't want the drippy look on this one. I'm kind of just dabbing it back. Just with a damp cloth, I'm just dabbing.
Is that what you kind of did on those other ones that you're
Which other
selling
ones?
to that lady there on the table there? Those ones there?
Oh, sort of, but I didn't. Yeah, sort
I'll
of.
show you the
Yeah,
other
I know
ones.
what you mean, but different colors. Different colors.
Like it seems like it's a similar effect.
But this
But
is
no,
going to
this
get
is
more
no-
steps. This is going to get more
Maybe
steps.
not. Yeah.
That one I probably let it run. But yeah, we're just dabbing, we're getting a lighter, we're toning it back a bit. And honestly, like this takes
Yeah.
hardly any time. And it's amazing. I think that is an amazing finish in the end. It's really,
It is. So that's step 2, you said.
this is step 2. And I call it 3 steps with a bit of tweaking.
Mom's got her teachery voice on today.
You'll see what I mean.
Very didactic.
Yeah, I
Is this gonna?
was a teacher, you can tell in my
this
previous
gonna-
life.
I'm just.
Oh,
gonna
hey,
use
there you
it
go.
now. Where's the other one?
Right
Oh,
behind
here.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how this paint works really well on fabric. Believe it or not, the lady who invented this paint, her name is Debbie Beard, and she has a shop down in California. She painted a velvet couch, green velvet couch, and it's quite amazing, and she uses it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, we really should experiment with it more
Yeah,
this
I
way.
should find
You
out.
just, what do you finish it with then? Like,
I'm not sure on that one. I think they wax it, but I'm not positive.
but
I'll have to
if
try
you're doing
it
a
sometime.
velvet couch, I mean, obviously you can sit on it.
Oh
and-
yeah, it looks, or maybe I think what they did with the velvet is they watered the paint back quite a bit and used it almost like a dye, you know?
Okay,
Like-
that's what I was wondering, if I'm supposed to be watering it for this.
I don't think on that you have to, because we're not gonna sit on it.
Oh no.
So we don't need it to be like soft and supple. Whereas a coach, you're gonna have a little more.
Oh, we should
Okay,
trade
so-
seats. I know.
I
Okay.
should have this over here
Yeah.
so people can see. Okay, so I'm dabbing this, and now I'm gonna just quickly put the blow or the
Oh, the air gun?
the air,
The hot-
yeah.
well, what-
I want to
what
call
do
it
you
the
call
hair
it?
dryer, but the heat gun
Yeah.
on that so that we can kind of see what it does. Okay, I'll bring my heat gun over. Step 2, guys.
Okay. That reminds me of that one-step painting. Is that what it was called?
I think so, yeah.
Back in the
Folk
day.
art painting,
Well,
right?
no, that was, well,
Oh no,
it
yeah.
was back in the day we had taken a course at a Michael's.
I remember that. You
And
were in
they-
grade 5, but you caught on really well.
Yeah, I was in grade 5. No, they used big chunky brushes like these ones here, and you would do half a color, like one half of your brush would have one color and the other half would have the other color. So if you were doing like a flower, it would be red on half and white on the other half. Yeah,
Right, I
and you
remember
remember you
that.
would do flowers and bees and
Yeah, but it was a folk art type
I guess so.
look when you were done. Do
Yeah,
you know that that is coming back?
folk art.
Folk art is coming back,
Like-
like the folk art look. The folk art look
Like not
this.
necessarily country, but
Yeah, no, not like that Pennsylvania folk art
okay.
is becoming a thing again.
Like
I'm not ready for it.
Stuff you would have been doing
I
back
guess
then,
so.
or even before then.
I guess so. Okay, so you can see how this is lightened up. Can you see that?
I can.
With the gray over the, it's still got a blue look, right? Sort
Yeah.
of, but it's been lightened up.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just get this dry because I need it dry for step 3.
Oh, like extra dry. Okay.
All these little crevices take longer to dry because it kind of gathers in there.
Well, this is covering very well, I have to
It
say.
is. I think that will look nice with the, we could have done it white, but I mean,
Yeah. I was
It's very traditional.
painting a piece of furniture white yesterday, and so I'm a little bit done with white. I love white. I think there's nothing nicer than it. But, you know, let's face it, you just never know how many coats you're going to have to do when it comes with white.
Yeah.
So I was happy to do something in color
Yeah, do something
other than
different.
white today. Yeah, this is looking good.
Okay, this is taking longer to dry over here. I'll turn it upside down. There we go.
So I met somebody that was a prisoner of war today in Germany back in the 40s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And so, would that person be quite old, I would imagine?
Like 96.
Oh, did he have stories to tell about?
Well, I was about to leave. I wasn't even really there to see him. I was about to leave, and then he goes, you know, I've been through a lot. And then I go, oh, what do you mean by that? I guess I can't leave now, eh? What do you mean by that? And then he tells me how he grew up in the Ukraine. And how when he was about 15 years old, Stalin came in and his family had to leave in a horse and buggy, and they escaped to, I think he said Poland. Maybe I'll take that thing if you, can you pass it over you? Yeah.
Well, nothing like learning your history from hands-on.
Yeah, he had to escape to Poland, and then, I don't know, he eventually he got drafted and had to fight. And he was a POW in Germany right at the end of the war.
Ooh.
So you don't need too many guys like that anymore. Yeah.
Okay, are you ready for step 3?
Okay,
step
let's
1 and
see
2, would you agree, were very simple? Very simple. Okay,
so just a watered down
we've
for step
toned
2.
it down, so you can see the difference between this one isn't dry yet, but it, you know, this has really toned it back with that light gray.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll set that over there again. Now, step 3, what do you think it is? Take a guess.
Well, obviously you got your white out there.
I need a dry paper.
Watch how this paint dries. Isn't it kind of fascinating? I'm sure we've talked about it 100 times, but just how it dries lighter. So.
Yeah, most paint dries darker.
I wonder if you're going to see that design through once it's all
Well, that would be
dry.
actually kind of cool.
Well, I don't even know if I'm going to need to do a second coat. Well, let's see. Okay.
Okay, step 3. Step 3. Now this you need a dry brush for. So by dry brush, I mean one that you have not washed recently. It actually is dry to the touch.
Oh my gosh, I just melted
What
it.
you wear? Haley, Jeanette, get out of there.
I'm trying to show them. Oh my gosh.
You're too much paying attention to step 3.
I was like,
Now we'll have to find it.
oh, that's a little anticlimactic.
I don't think it should be dry
I'm
yet.
turning it off.
Let those dry on their own.
Oh my goodness.
I tell you, you
Dangerous.
can't get good help
Well,
these
see,
days.
now we have to think of something else altogether.
I'll have to find a new shade.
Just turn
Okay.
that side to the back.
I don't think that'll work. Okay,
Shoot.
step 3, my dry brush, I've dipped it into White Swan, pretty much a pure white color. A little bit, not too much, and then I wiped it back on a rag, okay? So there's not much paint on there. Now I'm just going to go over, what you could do is dry that thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to go over this, here's my white paint.
Show them what you're doing, Mom.
Okay, I can come and sit over here. We can switch places.
Sure.
Now that you just about bring the
I'll
house down.
try something that won't melt away so easily.
Yes. I
Good.
should have warned you on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so just taking my little bit of paint and just going over top of this now. So we're bringing it another shade lighter. So we've gone from the dark blue, the light gray, and now we are going with the white, which is another shade lighter.
It's starting to look good.
Okay. 3 easy steps with a bit of tweaking.
You should TM it.
What does TM mean?
Trademark it.
What would you trademark it as?
I don't know, it sounds like sort of 3 easy steps to achieve the French country finish.
Well, I've watched
Look at that alliteration, guys.
some videos where they make it look really kind of complicated, and I thought, you know what? It doesn't have to be that complicated. But the secret is layers. And just keep slowly building.
Well, and if you
on.
do the layers, it's very forgiving too.
Absolutely. And if you feel like sometimes you get a bit too much dry brushing on, then you just go back and take some off. Or just paint over it.
Or just paint over it.
Take some that gray wash and just go over it.
Yeah.
Okay, this part doesn't matter. Turn it back this way. And I do not have much paint on it. Sometimes I just go back to my cloth and get some more off of there.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's going to be fun when you're on this part with detail.
That's beautiful.
You see that? Yeah, so now when I go over that, yeah, you can see the lightens that up. So I think we should call this video French Country Finish for Dummies because
French country finish for what starts with an F? Okay, for dummies. Yeah, I think that's a good name.
what's another dummy word for fools?
For fools.
No.
Oh man.
I just did it so simple and does not have to be a scary process. See, look at how nice that is when you go dry brushing. Always brings the details out.
So here's this one, just after one coat, and we're not going to worry that it's 100% perfect because we're going over with 2 more steps.
That's right.
So you just put your brush. Oh, you put your brush in the paint, then in the water.
Yeah, you just really want just like a wet wash kind of thing, and then just take that brush or that cloth and then dab it as you go. Dab that after. Get it all over, or else you don't want it to look spotty. Like you want every part of it covered, but just lightly, watery, lightly.
And did you come up with this yourself?
Yep, I did.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying.
Just practice a few times, and then you think it's much easier to go from dark to light than to go from light to dark because you have to distress back, and I've done lots of that too, but this is an easy finish. Okay, how many steps have we done?
Well, that's 3 if I'm counting properly.
Pass me that gold.
Oh, is so 3.5?
This is like kind of the main part of it, but now I said there's some tweaking. There's 2 tweaking steps.
Okay.
So yeah, make sure when you dry it.
Am I not doing a good job?
No, just like as you dry it, you'll see that it gets lighter. Like it looks dark still, but once I think you dry it. Okay, so this is some gold wax, or I don't know, they call it gilding wax. So I'm just putting a little touch on my finger. And I'm gonna go over some of these high spots, just very lightly, just to add a little bit of glitz, maybe around the edge here.
Oh, it even picks up the blue here. You can see.
When you dry it, you can tell if there's any parts, because sometimes it's hard to tell if you actually got everything covered or not.
Okay.
When you dry it, like on here.
I can see how blue my brush is becoming though. Like
dry a little bit and make sure you're getting enough. It looks really blue still, but it's hard to tell until you actually. Okay, so just hitting the high spots. A little bit of glitz. Glitz and glamour.
Yeah. Some.
And around here.
I think she's telling me I don't have enough gray on here.
Well, just take the heat gun to it and see how it dries. If it dries, like you know what mine looked like, right, when I dried it?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'll take. So there's 2 tweaks. This is tweak 1. I'll put some on here, a little bit on this raised part.
Yeah. I can see it because that one's 100% finished.
Like you would not need to have the gold, but no, I think it.
I think it adds.
I think it adds
to
a bit because we're going French country, and there's always gold in French country finishes. Touches,
Yeah.
just touches of it.
The kings and queens of yore.
Yeah.
So
I
what
think
are
you could put a bit more.
Put a bit more
I
gray.
think you could put a bit more gray.
Like what I really
Maybe don't water
noticed.
it down quite as much.
What I noticed is it really reactivated the blue with the water, right?
Oh yeah.
That's what I was noticing.
Well, you should just dab it. You dab it off then.
We'll dab the. I mean, because I was using a lot of water.
Oh yeah, maybe not.
So
I didn't
maybe-
use much water.
I think I was
Like
maybe
it's
too
definitely
watery.
lightened it, but I think you could lighten it a little
I
bit
think
more.
mine was too watery.
Yeah, I'd give it a bit more. A bit more gray.
I mean, it's I think a bit grayer at the top.
Like
Mine
really, there is no right or wrong to this.
No, it's all what you are looking for, right?
Right. And yeah.
Whatever effect.
And the way to learn is just to experiment. And oh, I don't like that, or oh, that's too much gold. And that's actually what I did with the first one, and I'm also doing with this one too. I feel like it's a bit too much golden spots, and that's why we need the fourth tweak.
Oh, okay. What's the fourth tweak? A bit more
Well,
white?
I'll show you. I'm just
Okay.
about there. Just
Story
about.
about the old guy is more interesting.
I knew Dad would be interested in my
Yeah.
story about the old guy.
Yeah, we have a man who lives here.
Yeah, who just passed by, in case you're wondering.
Okay, so. Yes,
Okay.
the fourth tweak is back to the white, because I feel in some spots the gold is just a bit too brash or whatever. So
Oh, I see,
I just like, now I'm back to my dry brushing. So I'm just going over that gold in some spots. And so you're just gonna see, you're still gonna see it, but it's not going to be as,
Yeah, not
it's
as.
just, toned back again. And again, it's another layer. Like when we talk about layers, you think, oh, you're adding, I used to think, oh, layers, like you're gonna put all this paint all over again. No, we're not talking a lot of paint. It's another layer, but it's not thick.
I think this is good enough.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
Okay, so just a little bit more white to tone back that gold.
No, that's. I mean, it looks like an expensive piece. I
It
can't
does.
lie.
It does.
Who would have thought that you found that in
Yeah,
the thrift store
exactly.
for $1 or
I
something?
mean, when I saw those lamps, don't they just kind of scream French country?
Yeah.
When you take that dark, old, gaudy finish off them and lighten them up with some couple shades of paint,
Yeah.
and you've got something cute.
I think it's almost too gray now, but I don't think
No,
your
that's fine.
first coat.
Look at this comparison.
Yeah. Like.
Okay, so I think I've put enough of the tweaking, the dry brushing here again. I mean, you can play around. And my dry brushing brushes, I like to have really old ones for that, because you kind of work them. I work them a bit.
And they kind of destroy them.
Yeah, kind of
So
disgusting.
you don't feel bad about.
It's time to go get some new brushes in.
You can never really have
Okay.
enough.
Oh, what happened here? Low battery. Is that going?
Yeah, it's still going.
Okay, so there you have it, folks. That's kind of the finished French country for dummies. How
Yeah.
hard was that?
So,
Took us about 15 minutes to do that piece.
no, that's beautiful.
So then the next step on that would be the
We
dry
would do the
brushing.
exact same thing on this one. So how does mine compare to Mom's? Does it look about the same or not really?
I think it does once we get the dry brushing done.
Yeah.
Oops, I put a bit much on there. I'll just
So maybe I will go ahead and put one together with the lampshade that I did not melt. You can let us know if you think we picked the right color here for the lampshades.
Well, it's not quite dry yet, right?
No, but I just kind of want to show them.
No, but it'll lighten the touches. I think that color is great.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. It's gonna, like this one is, I mean,
It's not a whole lot different.
we might do another coat on here, but
And here, show them this one too. Like they're quite matching, quite lovely.
yeah, they are quite lovely. Even if you had different lampshades, I think you could still sell this. Like, I don't know, we'll have to figure something out.
Yeah.
With my poo-poo.
I'll be looking for new lampshades.
All right. Well, anything else to
I
share?
think that's it. I hope you've learned something, and just remember, it's a simple process. Do not let French country daunt you.
No, and
Just-
don't let failure daunt you. We all do it.
Yes, there's always more in every thrift store. They're not that hard to find.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.